Hello, good afternoon, compliments of the season, and welcome to Lagos Today, coming to you live on Lagos Television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. It is my pleasure to welcome to Lagos Today this afternoon, Victor Amovie. I hope I got the name right. Amovie, okay, is a natural health expert, and he will be telling us all the things that we need to do and know about stem cell therapy. Let me start by asking you that what exactly is this therapy all about?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for giving me the chance to be here.
You're welcome.
The stem cell therapy is a new phase of medicine, which a lot of people are still unaware of. And it's basically the use of cells to treat the human body. So it's in the field of regenerative medicine. It's not the conventional supplements that people are aware of, or drugs, or even herbal medicine, or probably through surgical means, but basically the use of cells. The idea is that cells are the fundamental unit of every life, every living organism. So basically, there's something called stem cells that are inside every living thing. Plants have it, animals have it, and even, of course, humans have it. And these things are placed there by God, if I'm permitted to use those languages, so that they can help in regenerating the damaged cells in the body or lost cells in the body and repair the damaged cells in the body in every part of the human body, both eyes, brain, skin, blood, bone, the entire body. So with this concept, scientists also got to understand that when people fall sick or they have health challenges, like let's take for example, let's say diabetes. A lot of people know that the pancreas, which is the organ, is failing. So a lot of people engage in drug taking, which is not bad. The only thing is that with excess intake of drugs, you may not really get the results you need, as insulin injection or the rest, but it deputizes on behalf of the pancreas. So you understand, it does the work of trying to drop the sugar level. But when you take stem cell therapy, it goes into the pancreas or any organ that is damaged and begins to regenerate it, begins to put it back to life, so that it can walk.
When you say regenerate, does it make one feel younger?
You could say that, yes. It's more like an anti-aging effect. Yes, it gives that effect, yes. It does.
Okay, so you said it's quite different from the conventional medicine that we know. How does it work? I know that, all of us are laymen when it comes to this. You are the expert. You need to break it down in such a way that an average Lagosian will understand.
It. Okay, it took me time to understand it, so I had to do my own research. I met some doctors, nurses, and to my great surprise, a lot of people just got to understand about stem cells basically with textbooks. When you're talking about stem cells, the idea is this. The human body is made up of cells, right? Every single part of the body, whether the bones, the brain, the blood, white blood cells, the kidney, I can mention all the parts of the body, even the hair, right? So when we are born, we are very agile. As a normal child, we're very agile, we're very strong. All the cells in our body are active. But with time, with the kind of food we eat, lifestyle, as well as aging, these cells begin to, of course, they die. Cells normally die. So when they die, new cells are reborn to replenish the lost cells. For example, my skin, we lose cells every day. Let's take for my skin, for example. I lose cells every day. My skin cells are very tiny, so we cannot notice it, but it's happening every time. So I lose cells on my skin. When I do, the stem cells that are under the skin are triggered by the brain that we have lost cells. We're supposed to have 100%. Now we have 80% because 20% have been lost. So the brain triggers the skin cells, stem cells, to go there and give birth to brand new skin cells. So that takes
naturally.
It's natural. It's natural. Everything is natural. That's what happens naturally. So, but with age, like we're talking outside, but with age and with all the rest of the environmental factors, what happens is that the stem cells begin to lose their power. They begin to lose their strength. Then they're not able to replenish or refill back the cells anymore. And let's take, for example, let's say the eyes. Let's say the eyes they have cells, cone cells, rod cells, and the retina, everything, they're all cells in the eyes. If the cells are failing because of age or whatever, what happens is that the stem cells normally replaces them. But with time, they have difficulty in replacing the lost cells. So that's why you begin to have, I cannot see very well. So what do? They fall back on external devices to help them, spectacles, eyeglasses. But using glasses is not bad, but it doesn't really put back the cells in the eye so that the person will be
So what
normal.
can put it back?
So stem cells normally put it back. So what happens that because we've lost cells we lose cells every day, cells are being replaced. But like I said, with age and with time, they don't come back in full measure. So when they don't come back in full measure, you have a deficit. Then over the years, deficits keep taking place. But there's some parts of the body that begin to have more deficit than others. And that's where you have diseases. Diabetes, kidney problem, glaucoma, sickle cell, cancer.
Are you implying that when people do this therapy,
yes,
all those things that you mentioned just now will vanish?
Yes, they will.
Or it will allow them to manage it well?
No, it goes beyond managerial.
Okay.
It goes beyond managerial. The idea is that stem cells, because it has different fields, there's what they call the embryonic stem cells that's taken from a 5 or 7 day old embryo. Scientists extract the stem cells and they keep it in what they call stem cell banks. You don't have that here. I don't think it's here, although they're trying to bring it in the country, right? So in case the person has a problem, they pick up the stem cells and they use it for treatment. So how they use it? They inject it into that affected area in question. Let's say the person had the fire burn, the skin burn. So they inject into the skin. The stem cells, first of all, recognize the cell in question. Skin cells, then it begins to differentiate into skin cells and covers up. It takes time.
Okay,
it's
gradual.
It's gradual. Then we also have what they call the embryonic stem cell. That's okay. I've talked about that.
What's the relationship between this therapy and plants?
Okay, we humans naturally are dependent on plants. If you check the scriptures very well, sorry I'm summarizing, but back in the ancient days, humans were dependent on plants. It was after God said we should now start taking meat after the flood. So even in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were dependent on plants. So the scientists who discovered this particular, ours is plant stem cell, right? It's plant stem cell. We have the embryonic, we have the bone marrow transplant, which is very popular. But the one we are into is the plant stem cell, and it's gotten from Switzerland. So the specialty and the relationship is that they found out that during the research, they found out that this particular species of apple, it's an 18th century apple. It's called Eutuila spatloba, or Swiss apple. You can do your research on the internet. It's so unique that it has the same epigenetic factor as that of the human stem cells. And nobody else would have done that except nature. You understand? So the scientists discovered this and they started to now do more research, and they extracted it with a technology called phytoceltech, right? When it is extracted, it looked like they are hibernated. They look like powder, liposomal phytoceltech, but they're not ordinary powder, they are cells that are just resting. So when they go into the body, the brain recognizes that this is a plant stem cell, but yeah, it can utilize it for the body. So since the body has deficit in stem cells, they can also make do of the plant stem cell that's coming from this particular therapy. They sync.
Would there be no side effects?
There are no single side effects. Nada. There's none. And we're so sure about this because over the past, since 2008, 9, 10 to date, not a single soul has ever complained of any side effect. None. The only side effect you have, you look more beautiful, you look more handsome, and you look great. But there are no single side effects. And because of decorum, I cannot mention the name of the company, but the company has even staked out a $1 million US. Let me repeat that again, not naira. $1 million US liability insurance claim for anybody world over, not just Nigeria, not just Africa, world over, that if anybody has a side effect, they can approach the company and they can tell them that this affected the person will be given a $1 million US. But I tell you, from that time to date, not a single soul has complained. Rather, we're having testimonies in Nigeria, in England, Zimbabwe,
if
everywhere.
Indeed, you want Lagosians to embrace this therapy.
Okay.
I have the notion, I might be wrong, that it will be quite expensive.
Well, the term expensive, it's relative, right? The idea, one of the things that you have to understand is when you talk about things that are good, that are very potent, a lot of expertise, skill set have gone into that. And that costs money, right? So when you compare stem cell therapy to the aspirin in the market, they're not the same. When you compare that same stem cell with that of supplements, which are not bad, I mean, they are very good. They're not the same category. The same thing with drugs, they're not the same category. Stem cell is way up there, because a lot of ingenuity have gone into it. So when people say it's expensive, first of all, you calculate if you are treating people that have a health challenge, let's say kidney problem, that person will only be treated for kidney problem only. But when you're taking the stem cell therapy, it is multifunctional.
For kidney problem?
Yes, it goes beyond kidney. It goes beyond all parts of the body. Somebody has kidney problem, what do they do next? Go for dialysis. It's not bad. Dialysis is good. But dialysis will not solve the problem permanently. You have to depend on
will
dialysis.
Stem cells solve it?
Yes.
Permanently.
Because the organ is
because
failing.
it's appearing to me like a magic.
It is because it to me too, it was scary. But like I said, I'm the kind of person that do research. And I found out that like in the United States in 2009 under the Obama administration, because Obama before the Bush, under the Bush administration,
I want us to
there was
come
a ban on stem cells.
Because it sounds so sweet. And what are the attitude, or what has been the attitude of people towards this therapy? Are they embracing
people
it?
Have been embracing it. They have been embracing it. With a lot of people use it, and they get results. Even sickle cell. And sometimes we try to talk to people, but because it's difficult to change the mindset.
Is it not
genotype?
Bone marrow transplant?
Yeah, the bone marrow transplant is another form of stem cell.
Oh.
And that costs you millions. But you can get the same plant stem cell to do the same results, and you're like they say in the proverb, waiting they find for Sokoto, they for Sokoto. And that's exactly what's happening. But we'll get there. Well, like this program right now is more like sensitization episode. We're trying to sensitize the public. People are getting involved. People are amazed. Like my own testimony, my tooth grew back. I know this sounds strange. Nobody will tell you.
How do you mean?
But it grew back.
How?
Okay, tooth was out.
Okay.
And I was using the product, I can't mention the name. I was just using the product because I thought it was the conventional supplement or whatever. Behold, 3 weeks later, there's a way your tongue knows where the tooth is missing. So I went back, I was like, where's this thing that I thought was off? It was back. I didn't believe it. I went to the minute I was checking. While I was still doing that, my uncle, he was 68 years old then. He's an elderly man. Called me and said, do you know my tooth grew back? I'm like, that's exactly what I experienced. And people have been talking about the same thing. So people are embracing it. Not even here. People have cancer. I got a testimony recently of someone in Lekki, and she got powerful testimonies are growing. Not just here in Nigeria, even in US, in England, in different parts of the world. But it's still it's a nascent stage. So people are still finding it difficult to embrace it, to understand it. But
Okay,
those that come in contact with it, they
practicing
respect
the
it.
conventional medicine.
Yes.
What's the relationship like, and are they believing in this too?
Okay. One thing about medical scientists, which is very good, they don't just believe everything you tell them. They must what they have.
Their research and
empirical. It must be researched, and our products have been researched already by the people in Switzerland. When you mention Switzerland, we're not talking about. They're talking about standard people that deal with standard stuff, right? They have done their research. Everything is already done. So some of them are embracing it crazily. They're like, they didn't know this was existing, and they're even sometimes, offering to their patients when they have tried all areas and they cannot get it done. Or sometimes they just tell you, no, we can't, and maybe because of the quacks. The quack type that have been existent before, because I can't blame anybody. A lot of when you have faced a lot of quacks, you tend to think that everybody are the same. But I always say something, and that's my philosophy of life. Don't believe anything. Let me rephrase it. Don't insult anything, and don't praise anything until you do your research.
Okay.
Do your research. Then
What will be the future of medicine with this stem cell therapy now?
The future, I really can't get that question, but the fact of the matter is, even like I said, the United States have made a prediction. People are already, if you draw a graph in developed countries, stem cell is climbing the ladder. It's climbing. It's climbing. You cannot stop it. Even if people say, even if medical scientists say, it's not, the people are going to embrace it. So the future is, a lot of people are going to shift towards it because it's cheaper. Like ours is far cheaper than the conventional stem cell that goes into 10, 20 million naira. Ours is like 1.2 million, 600, 400, even 200,000 can get stem cell therapy, plant stem cell from Switzerland. Very, very potent, can get that. So the future is that people will embrace it because people want results. Nobody cares about just getting excessive drugs into the body. Like I said, drugs are important, but people are looking for things that are going to be long lasting and give them the result they want. People are in pain. You need to really go to the hospital and see people that are in pain and they have the money, but money is not enough to solve your problem. You also need to have what they call the know-how. So the know-how is what we're giving out, and we're trying to sensitize people as much as possible.
All right, we must thank you very much, Victor, natural health expert. He's been able to educate us on the prospect of stem cell therapy, which is otherwise known as regenerative medicine, its advantages, and of course, how people can go about it compared to the conventional medicine. It's not as if we're trying to rubbish conventional medicine, but this is an innovation that we feel that people should embrace, and that is why we invited him here today to come and educate all of us. We thank you once again for coming on Lagos today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, that's the show this afternoon. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. My name is Ajibola Ojeshola. Do not